And welcome back to America Armed and Free with a little bit of old-time television there. We have the joy, the pleasure, and the honor of having with us retired Lieutenant Dennis Tueller from the Salt Lake City Police Department, a man who's world-renowned in firearms training. And perhaps Dennis is best known for researching and developing the groundbreaking training protocol as exemplified in his first published article, How Close is Too Close? In that text, Dennis identified critical concepts that Caliber Press later called proxemics, which influenced a revolution in tactical training doctrine known as that became known, I believe Massad Ayub coined the phrase the Tueller principle, Tueller principle. Tueller is one of the most respected men in police training community. He's trained and saved countless cops and law-abiding citizens from death, maiming, injury, prison, and financial ruin, according to Massad Ayub, probably the preeminent law enforcement instructor in the United States today, and a retired captain from, I think, Grantham, New Hampshire, isn't it?
I forget the exact, but it is New Hampshire.
Yeah. Yep. Let's see. So what I'd like to know, and I recently participated in an edged weapons defensive class. It was an entire weekend of largely of sparring under the tutelage of Tom Sotis. I don't know if you know Mr. Sotis. He runs a school called Amok. And about knife fighting, he does a tremendous amount of training in South Africa.
I recognize the name.
Yeah, and and what I found was that at 9 feet, if you have someone who knows how to use a knife and you have a gun, you are well and truly screwed. Has it been your experience in real life on the streets, seeing as how I have never been in a gun, well, I've ducked in a gunfight, I've never fired at anybody, and I've never had anyone swing a blade at me. And your experience professionally as a peace officer for, what, I believe 25 years?
That's correct.
Yeah, 25 years, and also in your training, have you seen evidence that at 9 feet, someone who knows well how to use a knife owns somebody who has a gun?
Yeah, it kind of is the antithesis of that one-liner that's been popular for years, and I've used it. Don't bring a knife to a gunfight. The closer you are to your assailant, obviously, the more quickly they can act. And you're quite right. At 9, 10 feet, someone who knows what he's doing with the blade can be on top of you. Your only hope at that point is knowing some good skills, your ability to move off the line of attack, or you recognize the threat soon enough that you can have your gun in your hand. Because for most people, out of most holsters, it's going to, if you can just clear the holster in a second, you're doing well. And you can time this on your own sometime with a stopwatch. See how long it takes somebody 3 paces away from you to cover that distance.
One of the things that my instructor, Ed Owen, that my instructor's instructor, Ed Owen, taught me was to fire from retention, which is to hold the gun not in a speed rock, excuse me a second, hold the gun not in a speed rock, but at the center of your chest, and as close to your solar plexus as possible, handle almost touching your chest, elbows locked in a downward position so that no one can get underneath your elbow, lift it, and bend your arm behind your back. And to fire as you're moving backwards, to shuffle to the rear. So you don't pick up your foot and walk backwards, but you shuffle backwards so that if you contact a hard object, you don't trip over it.
Right.
And to fire from that position. And anything out to 9 feet, if you fire facing your target with the gun at your center of mass, that's exactly where the bullet is going to strike on the opponent. And I was actually at 9 feet away able to fight to a little better than a draw. I was able to actually win the encounter because the instructor in the knife fight didn't realize I was going to do that. He thought I was going to stick the gun out much the way that most people are taught to shoot, by bringing the gun up to their head, face level, and using the sights. And I was able to yell bang 6 times as I moved off the axis of the attack. I was using a simulated revolver. I was able to yell bang 6 times very clearly as he approached with the knife. The last time quartering him on the side and inserting the gun between his ribs before yelling bang. And it wasn't what he expected. That would not, of course, work twice, but by that time it wouldn't have worked twice on the same guy anyway. It wouldn't be re-engaging you. So
if you do everything right, you won't have to do it twice.
Right. Hopefully, the opponent will see your determination. And I think that's what the anti-freedom people just don't understand about firearms, is that when you have situational dominance, when you're able to flank them, to go around them at 6 o'clock or 9 o'clock, scream a command at them, and see it coming, that you will obtain situational dominance, and hopefully you will not have to end up using deadly force. Has that been your experience, or in your experience on the street, once someone was determined and set to do an attack, they're going to do it?
Well, yes, that was a multiple question. Let me see if I can get it sorted out here. The point you make about taking action, that's the key, is if you are about to be victimized, you have to do something. And if you're trained yourself to move off the line of attack, to draw your defensive weapon, and that weapon retention position, it's taught various ways, but yeah, we've taught and used that successfully for years. That